NBC Sports, home of the Olympic Games, Notre Dame football, the Premier League, the NASCAR playoffs, Sunday Night Football, and Super Bowl 56, only on NBC.
We're putting everybody in our house!
Trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat for Halloween.
Thought nothing could surprise you. You thought you'd seen everything, but you never saw me coming. All eyes on me, ready or not.
Jimmy gonna pull it and run!
Ready or not.
And the tight with the treat!
I'm on my way. You can't stop what I got. Ready or not. Ready or not. Down's on you. Best get moving. I'm about to change the game.
I killed it, literally.
Oh, no, you
Ready or not. You can't escape.
The ghosts are exorcised!
You can't stop what I got. Ready or not.
Fire! Touchdown!
Happy Halloween.
Always look forward to working TV with creative people on Halloween night. Who knows what will drop from the ceiling or come up from the bottom of the set. We do know Minneapolis will host a game, a beautiful night in the Twin Cities. Sunday Night Football on Halloween. What more could you ask for? If you're going to do a costume, do it up right for Sunday Night Football. There is big news, though, on the field. Official as of 10 minutes ago. Dallas Cowboy quarterback Dak Prescott inactive with a calf injury. So no Dak, it's Cooper Rush. Undrafted, 4 years, out of Central Michigan. First ever NFL start, Sunday Night Football. And he goes up against Minnesota, one of the best young players in the game. Second-year receiver Justin Jefferson, obviously very focused pregame. Vikings have won 3 of their last 4. They're in the playoff mix. We have Dallas, we got Minnesota, we have Halloween. We have a whole bunch of fun coming up for you here on Football Night in America as we get underway. And as you see the lights just really scare us. As you can tell, we are frightened by this. Hope you had a great day, everyone. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, Drew Brees. Cast is all here. If you're out trick-or-treating, settle in. We'll tell you everything that happened in football and get ready for the Sunday night game with Minnesota and Dallas. So the big headline is no Dak. So, Tony, what does that mean?
Well, that means Cooper Rush. But for me, I'm going to be watching the defensive fronts of both teams. Minnesota has a big challenge stopping that two-headed running game, Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. And then on the other side, can their front get pressure on the passer, pressure Kirk Cousins? I think they're going to need it.
I'm anxious to see how this Minnesota offense attacks this Dallas defense. I think they're a different offense, obviously, with Dalvin Cook running the football, but I think Kirk Cousins is having a very sneaky good year and throwing the ball to guys like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I think they have some great matchups tonight.
Would you say a scary good year?
Yeah.
Sneaky.
They'll be sneaking that in all night here. Boy, Cooper Rush, your first start. It's on Sunday Night Football. It's against Minnesota. Good pass rushers, noise in the dome on Halloween. We'll talk much more about that as we go through. We had a quarterback with a first start today, and it was a good one. Those highlights are coming. That involved an AFC team in Cincinnati losing that game, which begs the question, as we watch the Sunday games, is anybody good in the AFC?
I'm trying to figure that out myself, Mike. We started out Kansas City, oh, they're definitely going to win it. And then we said, oh, maybe they're not real great. And then we've had Tennessee and maybe the Chargers and Baltimore and Cincinnati last week. They look great. Right. But it seems like every time that team loses, I don't know who the best team. Maybe it's Las Vegas. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's clearly separated themselves, but I think you can't ignore what Tennessee's done so far this year. I think they're battle tested. I think they're mentally tough. They've gone on the road, won 2 overtime games, and look at their last 3 victories. They beat Buffalo, they beat Kansas City, and they went on the road and beat Indianapolis at their place, who really needed to win this game. They're taking the ball away on defense and hitting on all cylinders on offense.
Yeah, we don't set the playoff bracket till after New Year's, but Tennessee may have taken the South to an untouchable place for the rest of the division on Halloween. Much more on what we saw today with Maria Taylor and Chris Sims. Hey, guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah, obviously the AFC has been tricking Drew and Coach, but good news is we have some treats over here. You see what I did there?
Oh, you're good.
The best throws. Yeah, coming from Chris Collins. Can you tell us what you have here?
I'm Chris Sims, not Chris Collinsworth, okay? But either way, are you trying to trick me? All right, let's get to the throws of the day. I mean, we're going to go to Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, right off the bat. I mean, this was some trickery. Either way, him hanging in the pocket, somebody trying to rip off his head, face mask, no-look pass, Maria Taylor. Tough day for the Bills offense, but ultimately Josh Allen and company made enough plays to win that football game. Now, we're going to the Rams. I feel like we do throws of the week from the Rams almost almost every week together.
We do.
I know, but it's not Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford this time. It's Matthew Stafford and Van Jefferson. 59-yard bomb. Rams offense was rolling today. It's one of the best in football. And then we're going to go Pittsburgh. One of the biggest plays of the game. 2nd and 9, minute 48 left. You think they're going to run out the clock? No. They trust Big Ben to get the ball to Deontay Johnson. That pretty much sealed the deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big win for them.
Yeah, and a huge game. We'll have the highlights coming up to you next. Obviously, Big Ben threw for 193 yards in the second half when they basically had to be perfect. Yeah, that is Chris Sims. I will remember that for the rest of this Halloween special. But now it's time to throw it to Jack Collinsworth and Rodney Harrison, who are standing by in Minnesota. Happy Halloween, guys.
Maria, we got a Viking ship out here. It's a little cool for sailing, though. Wouldn't quite recommend it. We got the Skull line behind us as well. We start every week looking for the best defensive moment around the country. Who had the biggest impact today?
I'm going with Tennessee Titans safety Kevin Byard. He was outstanding today. He gave up a big pass interference in the end zone in the fourth quarter, and this was a really good call by the officials, and he knew it. He grabbed him before the receiver came down, and this was a legitimate call, but he redeemed himself in overtime, came up with a big play, sitting back, reading the quarterback, and making an excellent play on the ball. I thought he was outstanding. He's been one of the best safeties in the league the last 5 or 6 years, and he came up with the game-winning play, Jack.
And there's the redemption right there. And we called the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, a sleeper, a real sleeper in the AFC. Well, they were sleeping today against the Jets, that's for sure.
Yeah, and if you want respect around the league, you have to win games like this, because if they have playoff aspirations, it's going to come back and hunt them losing to the Jets, an AFC team.
It sure is. Here in Minnesota, this team has won 3 out of their last 4, and there is some belief right now. We're going up against a backup quarterback as well. We have even more belief at this exact moment on Sunday night Halloween.
Brother Stephon, Trayvon Diggs, leads the league. The second-year corner has 7 interceptions this season. But we dig a little deeper in the numbers. Quarterbacks have not feared him. It's not like one of those, he takes away half the field, don't throw at him. Even as the picks have been piling up, quarterbacks keep targeting him. He has the 4th most yards allowed in the NFL through 7 weeks. So, Tony Dungy, I'll turn to the resident DB at the table here. How do we read into those numbers? The big picks, but still a lot of targets for Diggs.
Well, what you see is a guy who's a great player who's making big plays, but people continuing to go at him. So there must be a reason they're continuing to go at him. And I'll tell you about Trayvon Diggs. He has wide receiver skills in the secondary. He's got great hands. He's got anticipation. He thinks like a wide receiver. And Drew, if you throw an off-target ball in his area, he's going to catch it and make you pay. But there's a reason why he gets a lot of targets.
Yeah, he's an intelligent player. He route reads, he reads stems, so he's going to jump these thinking he's going to get another interception and therefore making him susceptible to double moves. Then his eyes are back on the quarterback. He takes a bad angle and gives up big plays at critical moments. And, you know, it's one of these things where you really have to pick and choose where you want to go at a guy like this.
So you sit there with the clicker, you watch him as you prepare as a quarterback. What are the things you'll be thinking if you were going up against him?
Yeah, I just know there were certain DBs that I knew there were no throw zones. So guys like Aaron Glenn and Champ Bailey early in my career, I knew anything inside of 15 yards that was an in-cut or a hook route, when their eyes were on me, it was a no-throw zone. Don't even think about throwing it. We're going to attack them in other ways, double moves, various things, motion, but you just know when you can't throw at a guy like this.
So that was Kirk Cousins' study for the week, and it's his attention. We'll see how he makes that play this week. And let's talk more about the Vikings offense as we head back out, I should say, to Jack and Rodney.
Yeah, Mike, this Vikings offense coming off their best performance of the season. So what's their identity now? Kirk Cousins in year 4 here in Minnesota.
This is an offense. They're looking for the big play. They don't care who you are. They don't care about the down and distance. If Kirk Cousins looks to the side, he sees
one-on-one, he's going to drop back, he's going to throw it. And this is a situation where it's 3rd down and 2. It's easy just to turn around and hand the ball off to the running back, right, Dalvin Cook. But no, he has so much confidence in his wide receivers, he's going to throw the ball up and let those big physical wide receivers come up with the ball.
And Kirk Cousins, he's going to have to be dealing with Micah Parsons, who has just exploded in his rookie year. Multiple positions. Why has he been the perfect fit for Dallas?
I'm just so impressed with his willingness and his unselfishness to learn multiple positions. When you come in as a rookie, it's very difficult to learn one position, let alone learn 2 positions, and he's done a phenomenal job at both.
And Rod, we're learning in a hurry that this town, the Twin Cities, they give Halloween its due respect. Just about 15 miles up the road, you'll find what they call the Halloween capital of the world. It's a suburb called Anoka, Minnesota. The town hosted its first Halloween parade in 1920. It's believed to be the first city to put on a celebration with the goal of keeping kids out of that Halloween prank scene, of which I participated in once or twice.
What about Coach Santi in 1920?
Oh yeah, they held their annual parade yesterday. We can't say if Rodney Harrison was in attendance.
This week, I'm excited to head out west to help cover American horse racing's richest weekend. The Breeders' Cup World Championships from Del Mar, just outside of San Diego. 14 championship races over Friday and Saturday. Our coverage is on NBCSN with the Breeders' Cup Classic on Saturday night on NBC. Join us for some California love. Meanwhile, if you're just joining us, Dallas is without their injured quarterback, Dak Prescott, tonight. Now, over recent years, Prescott has had some trying times on and off the field, including the loss of his mother to cancer, the loss of his brother by suicide, and just this week, he announced the passing of his grandmother. Before the season, I had a chance to sit down with Dak to discuss how he's trying to use those experiences to have a positive impact on others.
You've dedicated now yourself to mental health awareness. You're an advocate. What gives you the courage to pour yourself into the illnesses that have taken family members away from you?
Yes, maybe that's why God gave me this platform. He gave me this talent, he gave me this platform to be vulnerable, to let everybody know that what pain they're going through is temporary in a sense, and that believe in him, trust in the people around you, have faith and know that nothing is too big with family and with friends and with the supporters around. And I've look around and wonder why sometimes life isn't the same or isn't fair for others. But it's not for me to find those answers out. It's for me to take the cards that I was dealt and to play them the right way. And it's important for me to use my platform, to use my talent that God blessed me with, to make sure that others know it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to know, for others to know that you're not okay. It's okay to not be okay. We're all here to help each other get through this life. As I said, if that's the whole reason that I'm in this position, the whole reason I'm a quarterback and the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm fine with that.
You know, Chris, I walked away from that conversation feeling as though Dak Prescott gets through adversity, he gets through tragedy, and he does it all with a smile on his face and a positive demeanor, which is incredible and why he's a heart and soul, really, of the Dallas Cowboys.
No doubt about it. It's why he's great on the football field. I mean, I feel like he's one of the most mentally tough quarterbacks in all of football, and it's why he came back from such a bad injury so quickly, because he does have that mental toughness and fortitude to keep pushing through.
All right, we won't see him tonight, but we're looking forward to seeing him later on this season. Meanwhile, let's get you caught up on some highlights. We start with the Rams taking on the Texans. Okay, it's going to be all Rams all day. We start with Cooper Kupp.
Wait, we've never heard this combination before. Wait, Stafford to Cooper Kupp? Yes, exactly right. The Rams offense, so creative, can beat you in so many ways. Use Cooper Kupp as a decoy. Now here comes Robert Woods. Big win for the Rams football team.
That's right. Stafford threw for 305 yards, 3 touchdowns in 3 quarters. Meanwhile, the Bears special team coordinator Chris Tabor serving as active head coach. Matt Nagy out with COVID-19. Jimmy G, though, to Deebo Samuel.
Play of the day right here. Bears had all the momentum. It's 3rd and 20. Niners are down 7. It's looking like it's trouble for them. Deebo Samuel is the best player in their offense, makes a huge play.
He was out at the 1, so a few plays later, give it back to Garoppolo on the keeper with the 2-yard TD.
This is why his teammates love him. He's tough, he's gritty. He had 2 touchdown runs today, and they were both kind of just like that.
Okay, let's see if the rookie Justin Fields has an answer in the 4th quarter.
This is some answer right here. Justin Fields, I thought, really played his best game as a pro against a pretty good defense in San Francisco. That play is insanity in the membrane.
All right, but the Bears still missed the extra point, still trail 23-22. So that means that Jimmy G is going to get the ball back. back.
There it is.
Go for it. Second rushing touchdown.
Yeah, Shanahan, the run game got going in the second half. They used it as a decoy there. Jimmy G gets the touchdown.
Oh, it's so impressive to see Jimmy G playing well. Listen, he grew up just 30 miles away from the Bears Stadium, and ultimately he put his stake on this team.
Yeah, I think he's the guy going forward, definitely. Hey, don't give up on the 49ers yet. George Kittle's not healthy. Deebo Samuel's phenomenal. If they can keep Jimmy Garoppolo healthy, and that defense is pretty good, they'll still have their say in the NFC.
All right, huge win for the 49ers. Mike, we get it back over to you.
Yeah, Maria, that got San Francisco to 3-4. Philadelphia got to 3-5. They won at Detroit with defense today, Tony. 5 sacks of Jared Goff.
Yes, and Fletcher Cox talked about playing more aggressive. That Eagles front, they did that today.
Eagles were up 7-0 after one, 17-0 at the half. Their defense even got in on the scoring. DeAndre Swift fumbles it. The ex-Lion Darius Slay back in Detroit with the touchdown.
This was a game Lions fans thought they might win. It didn't turn out that way.
Complete domination. That's the highlight for Detroit. 4-6, the final there. We take you down to Atlanta, where Carolina and Atlanta meet in the division. Sam Darnold's going to take himself here. Panthers up 2. Foye Oluokun, the hit. Darnold's helmet and his head hit the turf hard. Concussion diagnosis. He's out. So P.J. Walker, who played for Matt Rule at Temple, comes in, and they ran it well, including Chuba Hubbard.
They really did. Got after it in the red zone with aggressive run game.
So Carolina and Atlanta in that mix with San Francisco and Philadelphia and Minnesota, who we're going to see tonight. Anything you can decipher from these teams?
Yeah, well, Carolina started off really fast, really struggled as of late, but seemed like they got back on track today. Over 200 yards rushing. They get Christian McCaffrey eligible to come back next week. Stephon Gilmore made his first appearance, got an interception today. So I think that defense got back on track as well.
In Atlanta last week, we were talking about them. Maybe they're a team that's going to get into that playoff mix, but today, just nothing at all on offense.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that they're missing one of their key parts in Calvin Ridley, and that's a story that continues the conversation you heard with Maria and Dak Prescott just a short time ago. Atlanta without Calvin Ridley for the second time in their last 3 games today. This afternoon, he explained his absence, saying on social media that he needs to step away from football at this time to focus on his mental well-being. Ridley says this will help him be the best version of himself now and in the future. We all send our support to Calvin as he deals with this difficult time and tries to get himself back on the football field. Hope to see him there soon. We'll continue with more on Football Night after this.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
Sunday Night Football! Everybody watching!
Well, Zeke Elliott and this Dallas offensive line are in town, and they have returned to their frightening and dominant ways. So how's the backfield Zeke feeding off of that?
Well, you got to deal with both running backs, and both running backs are totally different. You look at Zeke, he's a guy that can come in between the tackles at 230 pounds, and he's motivated, and he's running hard along with that offensive line. They're trying to wear you down. Then you have to deal with Tony Pollard. He's a lot faster, a lot more difficult to tackle in open space. You have to deal with his speed and quickness. And both these backs can catch the ball out of the backfield. If I'm Dallas and I got to deal with Cooper Rush as my quarterback because Dak's not playing, I'm running these guys.
So how would the game plan be different? So Dak Prescott not able to go, still dealing with that calf injury. What would be different about the game plan for Cooper Rush?
Well, if I'm Minnesota, I'm going to show them a lot more disguises. I'm going to bring probably a little bit more pressure. But Dallas has so many weapons. I mean, who do you double team? Who do you try to take away? So they're going to have to run the football.
It's the opportunity of his career for Cooper Rush. He's an undrafted free agent out of Central Michigan. Only has 1 completion on his NFL resume. Mike, back over to you.
Yeah, he'll be getting a few more after tonight, but it'll be tough against that Minnesota defense. I want to circle back to the conversation they were having about the dual threat at running back with Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. You lived through some of that in your New Orleans days. Just the value that will be for Cooper Rush or for any quarterback to have that luxury.
Yeah, and we called that thunder and lightning. So going back to my early time in New Orleans, having a guy like Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, later on Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, just this idea that the complement of those two, you can pound the rock inside. You've got your guy who can get outside the pocket, both in the pass game and just with your outside run schemes. But the complement of both those guys, especially when you can put them on the field at the same time, adds a totally new element to this offense. It's something that can really help Cooper Rush.
And we've looked at Minnesota under Mike Zimmer, great defense all these years. And you would think with Cooper Rush playing, they'll just close down on that running game, but they have been very, very porous against the run. They're going to have their hands full tonight trying to stop these two-headed monster, as you call them.
Griffin and Hunter are there. Other players are not. They're missing somebody else to contribute on that defensive front for Minnesota. So as we work towards the Vikings and the Cowboys, more of today's highlights. We go up to Buffalo Bills coming off the bye week, taking on Miami. Josh Allen's Halloween spirit dressed up as Phil Mickelson. There's a little meaning to that, not just the calves that Mickelson loves to show off. We'll show you the meaning later. All right, we're 3-3. We're before halftime. Mike Gesicki, the tight end's in motion.
Confusing.
Yeah, the snap hits him. That's not good. Buffalo's going to recover. Micah Hyde gets it. 3-3 at the half. It's part of Miami's problem this year. Too many mistakes.
Yeah, just the timing was off on this. Didn't seem like they knew what was going to happen. Lost a big scoring opportunity right before halftime.
Buffalo looked rusty on offense coming out of the break, but Tony, second half better, fourth quarter better. Here's Stephon Diggs.
Yes, and they were not in sync, but when they had to make big plays coming down the stretch, they did, and it was Josh Allen.
And then Allen, he runs faster than Mickelson. He gets 3 total touchdowns, gets the win, and tells us afterwards why he channeled his inner Phil.
He had a chance to talk to us early on in this year, and he talked about finding kind of like your zen, finding that where you're calm. And early on, I've known this for a long time. I don't play good when I'm pissed off and frustrated, and I think maybe that was kind of causing some issues early on. And to that second half, just trying to find that inner peace where I can just kind of go out there and relax, and that's what we did, and we did well.
Next level, complete with the Mickelson sunglasses. Well played, Josh Allen. The visor from Kiowa, where Mickelson won the PGA Championship. Sloppy performance by Buffalo, though.
It was, and Josh talked about being frustrated. They had a loss 2 weeks ago where they felt like they should have won, coming off a bye. I know they wanted to be sharp. I don't think the Buffalo coaches would be happy about this performance. They won the game, but they weren't razor sharp today.
I agree, but I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This was a divisional game. Miami defense has been under a lot of scrutiny. They came out and played a lot better. Tua's fighting for his job, so you knew it was going to be a tough divisional game, and they certainly pulled away at the end, but lots of room for improvement.
They go to Jacksonville and the Jets the next 2 weeks. I want to bring in Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk right now. Mike, we've been talking about Miami after winning the opener. They haven't won since. The trade deadline lurks in a couple of days, and we continue to hear the questions about yay or nay on Deshaun Watson, the Texans quarterback.
Well, Mike, a week ago, the Dolphins and the Texans were closing in on doing a deal, and the Dolphins want Deshaun Watson to settle the 22 civil lawsuits filed against him for sexual misconduct during massage therapy sessions. The Texans caught wind of the possibility of those cases settling in order to facilitate the trade, and they drove up the price that they want. That caused the deal to fall apart. It could still happen, but the primary impediment is what the Texans want. And if the trade happens to Miami, the expectation is that Deshaun Watson will find a way to settle the 22 civil complaints. If there isn't a trade, then the expectation is those 22 civil lawsuits will continue, Mike.
You can guarantee next 48 hours, Miami, Houston, and a lot of GM phones will be very busy. Trade deadline Tuesday, 4 Eastern. Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings, set to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Coming up on Sunday Night Football.
Securing the win. Presented by Simply Safe.
Get up there! You like that! You like that!
We knew it all along. Just the way they planned it. The Cowboys win.
And the Minnesota Vikings have walked off on the Carolina Panthers.
Lamb, 10-5. Victory. Cowboys win.
Football Night in America is brought to you by Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood. By Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
Well, our Sunday Night Football crew, the best in the business, they are also in the Halloween spirit. A little accoutrement for the enjoyment with food at the game. You know, what are you going to go as? You're going to go as mustard, you're going to go as ketchup, you're going to go as a hot dog, or you can go as a retired quarterback like Chris and Drew. Guys, points, bet, pulse time now.
All right, well, you see Justin Jefferson there. He's a second-year stud wide receiver for Kirk Cousins in this Minnesota Vikings offense. Hey, they like to feed him the ball. We know Adam Thielen's the other guy, but I would expect him to get a lot of touches tonight. But he's not the only big-time second-year receiver we got in this group tonight. We got CeeDee Lamb, right, on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm excited for it. for it. And let's break down some CeeDee Lamb tape here because he does a lot of good things for this offense. I know Dak Prescott's not playing. It doesn't matter. They're still going to find ways to feed CeeDee Lamb the ball. He's big, and as you can see, he can just run by defenders in man-to-man coverage. He adjusts the ball great and has the ability to make plays after the catch. So expect, even with Cooper Rush, for them to feed him the ball tonight.
Yeah, and perhaps one of the best receiver tandems in the league right now. Justin Jefferson, he's a vertical threat. Just throw the ball up to him, whether it's over the top, high back shoulders. He's going to make the majority of those 50-50 plays. And then Adam Thielen, such great spatial awareness, finding the holes in zone, will come up with those huge third down catches when you need it most. But both those guys, big factors.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we're going to see a lot of play-action passes from both these quarterbacks and both these offenses. Download the PointsBet app and get betting options you won't find anywhere else. Back to you, Michael Tirico.
All right, Chris and Drew, welcome those of you who watched the Saints beat the Bucks. Our headline of our game, no Dak Prescott, a first-time starter in Cooper Rush. Mike White was a first-time starter for the Jets because Zach Wilson's out. They were down 11. He got off to a good start in this game, though, and continues it with that pass to Ty Johnson. They are within 5 points, and Tony, then the game turns here as Joe Burrow makes a mistake.
Yeah, he really does. Tries to throw a quick screen to Jamar Chase, and it gets batted and intercepted. The Jets made some big plays on defense to get back in the game.
So back to White, this first-time starter, former fifth-round pick of the Cowboys. He's going to hit Tyler Kroft, and the Jets are rallying. They take the lead by 1.
Yeah, he's fired up, but his composure today, Mike, was unbelievable.
How about this two-point conversion, little Philly special? Jamison Crowder to White,
and he can catch too.
Oh man, he was in it and enjoying every moment. The Jets crowd really connected with this quarterback, a journeyman in some regards. Went to South Florida and Western Kentucky. Here we are with a controversial play, Tony.
Not controversial, Mike. Ridiculous.
Why?
Because the defender is making a textbook tackle. The offensive player lowers his head. They call a personal foul on Cincinnati. Kept the drive going,
and that closed the game out. And White and the Jets win by 3. So Mike White, he's going up against a Cincinnati team that obviously has been off to a great start this year. His first career start, over 400 yards passing, most by a Jets quarterback in 2 decades since Vinny. So you know who was getting the game ball for the Jets today.
I just got one freaking game ball. 405 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. No, I really appreciate everybody in this room for not flinching and trusting in me and all my teammates. We just did out there and executed. That's all it was.
Man, enjoy it, man. More on him in a second. I want to show you another big game today. It's Pittsburgh and Cleveland. It's Baker Mayfield with the shoulder injury really harnessed. Myles Garrett, who goes after quarterbacks. He dressed up like the Grim Reaper with a list of his sack victims.
Nice list, too.
This wasn't a sack, but a Garrett play. Fake field goal. Chris Boswell. Throw is incomplete, but Tony?
And this is roughing the passer. If that was a big-time quarterback, I promise you that would have been called roughing the passer. I'm just baffled that wasn't called.
He gets those protections, even though he's a kicker. It wasn't called. He left the game with a concussion. So Pittsburgh had to make some decisions. No kicker in field goal situations. Here it's 10-9. 4th down, they're going to go for it. And Big Ben finds the rookie Pat Freiermuth from Penn State.
And it turns out, well, because they had no kicker, they were forced to go for it, and they get the 7 points.
So Pittsburgh is on top, Tone. 15-10 means it's in the hands of Mayfield. And for Baker, the shoulder's one deal. He didn't play, of course, last Thursday night. He's running for it here. Protect that shoulder. He's going to land on the other shoulder. But you want to hit me and try to hurt me? I am fired up.
Don't think this didn't inspire his team. Going out there playing injured, playing hard.
A couple plays later, Mayfield to Jarvis Landry, but Landry fumbles. Why is it every time the ball's on the ground? TJ Watt's right there.
The Steeler defenders had a big day today, making plays in the clutch when they needed it.
And Landry and Beckham did. They combined for 6 catches, 71 yards. Landry can't bring this one here. And the Steelers win 3 in a row for Mike Tomlin.
We got 4 rookies playing significant roles on our offense. It wasn't fluid sledding early on. We've seen consistent signs of improvement. Maybe you guys will start believing us.
Let's dig a little deeper as we simplify the game, powered by Microsoft Surface. Chris and Drew.
Well, we saw the Steelers get back to business today, and I think we're going to call this Tomlin Tough segment right here. Yeah, strong D, running game, no turnovers, Drew. That's what impressed us about the Steelers today.
No, absolutely. They're going to tune up that pass rush. TJ Watt has been a monster all year long. When they need it most, he's the guy getting pressure on the quarterback. And here, critical 4th down. But just watch the swarming Steeler defense. Every position group. You got corners running up to tackle, safeties, pursuit. They did a great job today.
Great job. And the compliment off that was the physical run game. The Steelers, it might not be pretty, but man, when they run the ball, Big Ben is smart, doesn't have any turnovers or careless plays. Yeah, it might look ugly and be 15-10, but that is Steelers football, and I think that's what you could expect to see from them if we want to see them win more games here for the rest of the year. All right, now over to Mike Florio to tell us about another quarterback named Mike.
Yeah, Mike White. Let me tell you, I talk to guys every week. Mike White, I talked to him for at least 10 minutes. He was so energetic. He was excited. He was enthusiastic about what happened today. It was very refreshing to hear from a guy who finally got his moment after 4 years in the league. He was also nervous, though. He was nervous on the 2-point conversion. Wanda reverse pass to Q is the name of the play. He's the Q. He said the ball was in the air forever. I was telling myself, this is a pretty big play. Do not drop it. One last thing, he was also confused at one point. He heard the crowd chanting something. He said to backup Josh Johnson, "What are they chanting? Are they chanting my name?" Yes, they were chanting his name. Yes.
Make a name in New York. That's what you do when you get a Jets victory on Halloween against a good team. Absolutely, right? That's right. Good point. Dalvin Cook and the Vikings ready to roll against the Dallas Cowboys. Great one for you to wrap up Halloween night on Sunday Night Football.
Simplify the game, powered by Microsoft Surface, the official sideline technology provider of the NFL.
He's going to scorch it.
Yes, sir! He got it in!
Juicy, delicious. Touchdown.
Touchdown!
They're pulling every trick out of the bag. Gasoline in my veins, beat the fuel through my payroll. There is your dagger. As we rise from the flames. Heart of the line.
It's the heavyweight fight. Looking down the field, left. Cowboys win. Hurt is scorching. Touchdown!
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
This dome is set to host a Halloween party under the lights of prime time, and belief is making its way back to the Twin Cities following an overtime win over Carolina, but the NFL's leader in interceptions, Trayvon Diggs, aims to steal that hope away. You've been amazed by him all year round.
Almost got ran over.
You just did right there. What's special about Diggs?
Well, he's an old school cornerback. He kind of reminds me of Charles Woodson. He's got those great instincts and the ball hawking skills. But what I like about him most is he's not afraid. If he gets beat, it doesn't bother him, doesn't faze him. He lines back up and he's ready to play.
See Wood saying something right there, going Charles Woodson with the one time. I respect that right there.
Yeah.
Let's get to Sunday Night 7. 100 G's on the table every week. Justin Jefferson this week. It is how many receptions and receiving touchdowns?
This is one of the up-and-coming stars in the National Football League. I believe he's going to have a big night. 8 receptions and 1+ touchdowns. He's going to have a big game tonight.
You can make your picks along with us on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Maria, we'll get it back over to you.
All right, appreciate it, Jack. We'll take you back to the highlights. Washington football team taking on the Broncos, and the Broncos are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak and doing it in style, obviously, running out for Halloween.
Yes, right. And this isn't good right here. I can tell you that much. Fumble, Melvin Gordon trying to put the game away. Gives Washington one more chance.
Well, Melvin did score both Denver touchdowns, but the last chance for the Washington football team, Taylor Heineke heaves it, but it goes out of the end zone. Broncos win it by 7, their first win since week 3. The Jaguars taking on the Seahawks. Oh, look at the look-alike. Trevor Lawrence back. I mean, literally twins.
That is awesome.
That is amazing.
Twinsies.
Okay, but not good news for the Jags, as Geno Smith is feeling real comfortable with his receivers.
Well, it's about time they opened up the offense a little bit in Seattle. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're the 2 best players on offense with Russell Wilson out. Get them the ball. They did that today.
Geno Smith had 20 completions. 18 passes went to the duo of Metcalf and Lockett.
Him once again. Good win for the Seahawks.
Seattle gets the win. And meanwhile, Meanwhile, New England taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Mac attack. Let's get it going. Nelson Aguilar for the 44-yard gain.
Mac Jones looked comfortable today. Every week, they're making more and more plays in the pass game.
Okay, second quarter. Let's get there because we're still tied. And we see the Mac attack again, or Justin Herbert getting it to Keenan Allen, 5-yard touchdown.
Yeah, did just a good job hanging in the pocket and throwing a rifle there to Keenan Allen for the touchdown.
All right, before halftime, the Chargers up for Herbert looking.
Yep, the Patriots defense was really good today. They are talented in the secondary. This probably should have been caught, but nonetheless, interception Patriots.
Something tells me that's not the last interception by Adrian Phillips on the day.
Oh, I mean, we haven't seen this from Justin Herbert this year. Tight end Jared Cook not looking. Phillips does a great job, gets the interception.
AP gets the pick six. The Patriots win at 27-24. What you need to know is that Chris Sims actually called this upset before the game. So what have you been seeing from the Patriots that led you to believe that it'd be possible for them to overtake the Chargers?
They match up well against the Chargers. The Chargers don't have a great run defense, but either way, New England, watch out a little bit. Offense has gotten better and better here the last few weeks. Defense, that looked like a Belichick defense today, gave Justin Herbert and company some real problems.
Okay, they've had 5 games so far this season that have come down to 1 score, and they end up on the right side of this one, 4-4. Look out, AFC, it's getting spooky season, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it's a good point. Miami game, they lost by 1. Tampa game, we were up there for the Brady return, they lost by 2. You're going to see Dallas tonight, the overtime game a couple of weeks ago, they lose by 6. So New England has been in a lot of these games, and this is a story we've seen before. Belichick v. young quarterback. Bill wins.
I'm laughing because I have seen it before. And Justin Herbert had been playing great, but Baltimore before the bye, not a good game today, confused by that New England defense.
Yeah, and they started off on fire. And he's had a couple disappointing performances, not a lot of production on offense, some turnovers. I still think a ton of expectations. Justin Herbert's just going to need to really, it sounds cliche, but just get back to the basics, the fundamentals, good decision making, get first down, score points, but take care of the football because the defense needs all the help they can get. Right. They have struggled against the run.
It's one of those games that could have big tiebreaker implications down the line as the compression starts to happen here at these 4 lost teams in the AFC. Ezekiel Elliott, the Dallas Cowboys have a couple-game lead in the NFC East. Zeke is ready to roll. He will be fed often. No Dak Prescott tonight. Cooper Rush gets the start for the Cowboys in Minnesota on Sunday Night Football.
Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. This is the one night when all sorts of things roam free. Like America's team, loved by many, but certainly not all. They've been through tough times, but now they're scary good. Tonight, while tricks can be fun, treats are even better. Having fun with your brothers, sisters, and cousins. Game time approaches. It's Halloween. Sunday fright. Anything can happen once night falls.
Been a fun day. Now I'm sure many of you are back home. Got your kids candy, maybe dipping into a little bit of that. Maybe you had friends who didn't give you candy, gave you a little liquid refreshment to get you around the neighborhood. Settle back in for Sunday Night Football, the Vikings and the Cowboys. Let's take you on the field in Minneapolis, presented by Hyundai. And if you're just joining us, Dak Prescott, calf injury out. Cooper Rush gets the start, Tony.
Yes, and Cooper just needs to relax tonight. He's going to have a great running game going for him. That'll set up some one-on-one throws. Let the game come to you, Cooper.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins here. Maybe one of the more underrated guys right now. He's having a very sneaky good season here. 13 touchdowns, only two interceptions. He's got weapons to throw to in the passing game. He's got a healthy Dalvin Cook in the lineup, which certainly helps. he knows this Dallas defense too. This is the third time in a row they've played them.
Yeah, Dallas went up there last year. They're back there on Halloween night. Sunday Night Football coming up in about 20 minutes. Let's get you the highlights of the two best games of the day. Tennessee and Indianapolis. Chance for Indy to get back in the AFC South race. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Key moment here. Ryan Tannehill's intercepted. Tyquan Lewis injures his knee on the return and lost the ball before he got to the ground. The Titans get the recovery and a new set of downs. Lewis injury damaging, lost the football obviously there, and Tannehill makes him pay, hitting A.J. Brown, who's off to the races.
Yes, against man coverage, there wasn't a lot of man-to-man, but he took advantage of it here and scored. That was a 10-point turnaround.
Well, sure was. So from down 14-0, it was tied at 14. In the fourth, it's tied at 24. Carson Wentz, what?
You can't do that, Carson. Screen pass is not there. Thrown away right now at the feet of the receiver. You cannot do that.
Elijah Molden took it away. Wentz trying to make up for it. Deep downfield, final minute, trying to get back from that turnover.
And speaking of can't do that, how can you let a guy behind you with that little time left?
11 penalties for Tennessee. Nyheim Hines next play gets it to Jonathan Taylor. We're all tied at 31. We go overtime. In the extra period, it's Wentz looking for Michael Pittman. Kevin Byard, who had the PI on that end of the regulation call, gets a pick here.
Yes, and Wentz went to Pittman all day today, and just one too many times. Byard was all over.
He had so many injuries trying to get the second-year man from USC to carry the mail. Tannehill, big throw to Brown, who had another huge day against Tennessee in field goal range. And Randy Bullock, who's really solidified himself with the Titans, 44-yard game winner. Tennessee gets the victory. We'll see them at the Rams next Sunday night. A commanding 3-game in the loss column lead over the Colts. All right, big game of the day. Tampa and New Orleans early on. Jameis against his old team. Traquan Smith, the touchdown.
And this is what I thought they'd have to do. Throw the football, throw it deep, get on those Tampa corners.
And you just feel for Jameis after this play. Devin White, his old teammate, as he's running around, going to grab him by the nameplate. That's a penalty, the horse collar, and that's why that's become a penalty. Knee twist in a very awkward way. Does not return. More on his status in a little bit. Brady back to work. Slow start here and picked off.
Yeah, the New Orleans defense gave Tom some problems reading, getting away from the coverage and pass pressure.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson took it into Bucs territory, and Trevor Siemian, the former Broncos, former Northwestern star, steps in at quarterback. Trevor Siemian to Alex Arma Jr. Of course it was Alex, right? I mean, the Saints had guys coming in from everywhere. All these no-names. One name's there, Kamara. Bobbles, but forget the bobble.
Fourth down play, they stayed aggressive. Sean Payton stayed aggressive all day.
More on that play in a minute, but Brady's going to get back going here. Back-to-back long touchdown drives. Big ball down the field to Mike Evans.
Beautiful throw. Marshawn Lattimore and Evans had a great battle. Evans won that one, but he didn't win many.
2-point game after a field goal, 5-point game. Brady to Cyril Grayson, former track star at LSU, didn't play college football.
At Halloween, he was dressed up in an invisible suit. Nobody knew he was out there.
LSU, go Tigers. 29-27, but the Saints keep dipping in. They were really creative. Sean Payton called a terrific game.
He really did. Again, Tampa Bay, fast-flowing defense, reverse to take advantage of it. This set them up for a field goal to go ahead.
All right, so they are up. It is Bucs time. Brady's going to get the rally. T.J. Williams jumps in, takes it, and gets past Lenny. Into the end zone, 40-yard touchdown. What a win for the Saints. 36-27. They beat the Bucs. Time now for the Sunday Night Game Flow, presented by Progressive. Maria, Chris.
And Mike, we heard you say no names, so we thought we would actually stick with that theme following up this game, Chris. So what is your game flow?
Well, it's no names, and it's getting into it for like the New Orleans Saints. I mean, Sean Payton loves this stuff right here. Drew Brees will tell you, yeah, he likes to throw for a lot of yards, but he likes to beat you up physically and trick you too. I mean, again, here, a little fullback, sneak it out into the flat. Alex Arma Jr., who are you? I don't know, but you're scoring touchdowns. Trevor Siemian, of course. Oh my gosh, Kevin White, top 10 pick that everybody has called a bust. He beats one-on-one. Great throw, great play. And then you got Adam Troutman out on the edge, tight end, blocking Levante David like that. Just a great all-around effort from so many people that, are not household names. Deontay Harris, as Mike went through a few minutes ago, big play in the game right there. Taking advantage of an over-aggressive Bucs defense, but Sean Payton, way to go today.
Yeah, that was Sunday Night Game Flow presented by Progressive. And to be fair, I did not know your name when the show co-star.
No, it's all right.
You two are a no-name.
Yeah, thank you.
Just saying, Mike. Just saying.
Well done. So Tampa's 6-2, New Orleans is 5-2. That makes it a race for the second. This is a massive win for the Saints, considering you lose Winston, you don't have Taysom Hill. Your impressions of what New Orleans did today?
I thought Sean Payton called a masterful game. Tampa with that great run defense. Even though Trevor Siemian comes in as your backup quarterback, you couldn't go conservative and just pound it and run it. He stayed aggressive, and they put up 36 points.
Yeah, and how about this defense? You know, they had Tom Brady very unsettled in the pocket in the first half. He was kind of bouncing around, turned the ball over a few times. Now, they went on a stretch there where Tampa was scoring some points, but at the end, when they really needed a play, they made it with the pick six to seal the win.
And really quick, you weren't surprised how well Trevor Siemian played?
No, I wasn't. I think Trevor Siemian's a guy who can execute the offense very well. He knows where the ball needs to go. He's going to get it out on time, and so he's a guy who can execute it.
All right, about the Jameis injury. Mike Florio?
Well, Jameis Winston was actually taken to a local hospital during the game for an MRI on that knee, and Coach Sean Payton told reporters after the game that the injury is significant. Taysom Hill has missed some time with concussion. I'm told he's expected to be cleared to play this week, so that helps. And if Winston is indeed out for the year, Sean Payton dealt with Cam Newton for the better part of a decade in the NFC South. We'll find out if Sean Payton thinks Cam Newton has anything left in the tank if they give him a phone call if Winston's out for the year.
Yeah, all right, you got Siemian, you have Taysom Hill, who's not yet back from concussion, and you have Ian Book from Notre Dame, who is the rookie quarterback on their roster. Mike, thank you. All right, so that's everybody all around the league, the best of on Halloween, including NASCAR look. That's nice. Denver Broncos cheerleaders. Everybody got into the Halloween act, and our crew ready to go as well. What do we have here? Oh, guys. How you doing? What do you got, guys? Fabulous.
Puerto Rico.
All right, nice job. There you go. Go Orange. We won yesterday, over 500. Coach Dungy.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
All right.
Yep.
Well done. I'm going to took the candy. Sorry, Coach. Breeze.
Oh, wrong arm, Drew. Wrong arm. What are you doing?
Hey, I can throw left, too.
What? They gave me a Brady jersey and just put a 1 over it, huh? That's what happened?
The no name.
The no name, exactly.
She's a lot taller than you.
Hey, girl.
What up?
Mike Florio, please. Of course not.
Oh, there he is. Copy paste, snarky comment.
It's Eddie Munster.
That's fabulous. Hidden in secret location. Oh, Jack and Ryan.
Oh, there he is.
The umbrella. That's
Just when I thought City's got it bad.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Seriously. Well done, gang. 10 stars to all of you. Love it. Best stuff coming up. Beautiful night in the Twin Cities, settling in for Sunday Night Football with the Cowboys and the Vikings. Dallas 5-1, but no Dak Prescott, even off the bye week. The calf injury will keep him out. Before Sunday Night Football, we have the best of Week 8 brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. Tony and Drew, let's go. Justin Fields played well here for Chicago against San Francisco.
He really did. It wasn't a great day for the Bears, but I think we got a chance to see what Justin Fields is capable of. He had some highlight reel plays today.
Spectacular 22-yard run after the crushing loss last Sunday night. Garoppolo and the Niners come back, Drew.
Hey, Jimmy G did whatever it took today. 2 rushing touchdowns. Played with a lot of grit, taking off and running. Big win for them on the road in Chicago.
They host Arizona next week. Wasn't pretty, the Bills off a bye, but Tony, they get another win.
It wasn't efficient, but Josh Allen made the plays they needed in the fourth quarter.
Miami won week 1, hasn't won since in Cleveland. Steelers lost their kicker. Go for it on 4th down, Drew, and the rookie tight end, Pat Fryer with the touchdown.
Yeah, pretty vintage Steeler win today. Great defense, sacks, turnovers, and just making enough plays on offense to win.
4-4 Cleveland goes to Cincy. The Bengals lost to former Cowboy draft pick Mike White. First career start was terrific today.
He really was, especially in the fourth quarter, bringing them back and getting them in the game.
And on the other end of the Jets special. 405 yards, 3 touchdown passes. That catches the Jets play Indy on Thursday off that win. Tony, the Chargers, Patriots, get him, and got Justin Herbert today.
Yeah, he was off all day. A lot of it, you have to credit that New England defense.
Moving 4-4, Chargers 4-3. In New Orleans, they lose Jameis Winston to a significant knee injury, but Brady can't solve the Saints defense, Drew.
The Saints defense has his number. 3 more turnovers from Brady today.
Bucs see their 4-game win streak snap. Titans things in the NFC South. Tampa 6-2. New Orleans 5-2. Big win for the Saints. The Rams taking care of business against Houston. Oh, shockingly, Cooper Kupp had a good game.
Yeah, a lot of quarterbacks with pick sixes today. Not so fast for the Rams.
And Tennessee and Indianapolis, a lot of penalties, a lot of key turnovers. This one, a mistake from Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Wentz went to the well one too many times. 2 late turnovers that really cost him.
And it set up Randy Bullock for the game winner. Tennessee 6-2. Best record in the AFC. They lead the South by 3. And that's the best of Week 8. Brought to you by Verizon, the official 5G network of the NFL. Let's spin to our Sunday night game. Dallas and Minnesota. Your key.
Yeah, backup quarterback Cooper Rush, but I think he is going to be effective tonight. Minnesota's going to have to bring those safeties up to stop the running game. I think he's going to get some one-on-one shots.
Yeah. Cousins has played against the Dallas Cowboys now 3 years in a row. I think he's familiar with this team and this defense. He loves his weapons. He's got a healthy Dalvin Cook. I look for him to have a big night.
Perhaps that's a lean that Drew's going to pick Minnesota. We'll find out from everybody right now. Home team picks coming up. Brought to you by Lowe's. Jack Collinsworth. Get us going, bud.
Mike, I like that little tease right there. We got to look into what Drew was thinking. 63% of the country, 63% is on Dallas. We got some Cooper Rush fans out there, it looks like. I'm a believer, though. When Dalvin Cook got healthy, this started to feel like what Minnesota's offense should look like. I'm on the Vikings, Rod.
Yeah, I'm on the Vikings, too. No Dak Prescott. I love their defense, the Vikings defense. Daniil Hunter, Eric Kendricks is a guy that the best linebacker nobody talks about, and Harrison Smith is still playing at a high level.
Mike Florio, who do you like?
Well, you know, Sims and I made our picks on Thursday, and we took the Cowboys with the asterisk. If Dak Prescott doesn't play, we can change our minds. So I am not going to change my mind. If Mike White can do it, Cooper Rush can do it, I'm sticking with the Cowboys.
I'm with you, Mr. Florio. Crazy things have been happening today, so I'm rolling with the Dakless Cowboys.
Oh, you're going with the no-names, that theme. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not. I'm going with Kirk Cousins and the guy I know here. I'm going in the Vikings with a close one. Going with the Vikings.
I will go with the Vikings, even though Dallas at 5-1 is one of the 4 teams left with 1 loss in the NFL. Tony?
Well, I think the injury to Dak Prescott will cause Mike McCarthy to go lean more on the running game, and that's a good thing. Minnesota is very porous against the run. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Oh, you going to do the Viking deal here?
I got the Vikings.
We don't have a Gallahorn here to get it going, but Chris Sims, thank you very much for that. Yeah, either we're going to call the fire department, there was fog here. Have we told you it's Halloween yet? Those are tonight's home team picks brought to you by Lowe's. Are you done, guys? Enough of this. Let's go. We're set in Minnesota. The Cowboys without Dak Prescott looking for a 6th straight win. The Vikings hoping to climb above 500 for the first time this season. We're going to get into somebody's candy and enjoy the first half as Al, Chris, and Michelle have the call. Carrie Underwood gets us going. Enjoy Halloween night and Sunday Night Football.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes, or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.